Welcome to Eye on the Tigers News and our new year. I'm Jolie Pilo. Thanks for joining us today for the news we've been following for you. Hurricane Florence made landfall in North Carolina early Friday, pushing a life-threatening storm surge of floodwater miles inland and ripping apart buildings with screaming wind and pelting rain. More than 60 people had to be pulled from a collapsing motel at the height of the storm, and many more who defied evacuation orders were hoping to be rescued. Pieces of buildings ripped apart by the storm flew through the air. Most ominously, forecasters said the terrifying onslaught would last for hours and hours, because Florence was barely creeping along and still drawing energy from the ocean. Florence made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane at 7:15 a.m. at Wrightsville Beach, a few miles east of Wilmington, as the center of its eye moved onshore. The National Hurricane Center said. A series of gas explosions on official described as Armageddon killed a teenager, injured at least 10 other people, and ignited fires in at least 39 homes in 3 communities north of Boston, forcing entire neighborhoods to evacuate as crews scrambled to fight the flames and shut off the gas. Authorities said Lionel Rondon, 18, of Lawrence, died Thursday after a chimney toppled by an exploding house crashed into his car. He was rushed to a Boston hospital but pronounced dead there in the evening. Massachusetts State Police urged all residents with homes serviced by Columbia Gas in Lawrence, Andover, and North Andover to evacuate, snarling traffic and causing widespread confusion as residents and local officials struggled to understand what was happening. Paul Manafort signaled Friday that he intends to plead guilty ahead of a second trial as prosecutors filed new charging documents against the former Trump campaign chairman. The charges include conspiracy against the United States and conspiracy to obstruct justice. Manafort is expected to appear in court later Friday morning. The allegations do not involve his work with the Trump campaign. It is not clear whether any agreement with prosecutors would require him to cooperate with Special Counsel Robert Mueller's ongoing investigation into possible coordination between the Trump campaign and Russia. Governor Andrew Cuomo overcame a primary challenge from activist and actress Cynthia Nixon on Thursday, thwarting her to attempt to become the latest insurgent liberal to knock off establishment Democrat. Cuomo, who always led in the polls and outspent his rival more than 8-1, seldom mentioned Nixon by name during an often nasty campaign, instead touting his experience, achievements in 2 terms as governor, and his work to push back against President Donald Trump. Cuomo will take on Republican candidate Mark Molinaro in November. U.S. health officials are sounding the alarm about teenage use of e-cigarettes, calling the problem an epidemic and ordering manufacturers to reverse the trend or risk having their flavored vaping products pulled from the market. The warning from the Food and Drug Administration on Wednesday cited recent data pointing to a sharp rise in underage use of the devices, including Juul, Vuse, and others. It marks a shift in the agency's tone on e-cigarettes. Since 2017, FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb has discussed e-cigarettes as a potential tool to wean adult smokers off cigarettes. Although that benefit hasn't been proven, the FDA said it remains committed to exploring e-cigarettes as a less harmful alternative for adult smokers. The run of summer weather will continue today into the weekend. Here's Shannon with the forecast.
Warmer air continues to build into our area during the day, and highs will approach 80 with a good bit of sunshine for the second straight day. We clear out overnight, and temps will rise quickly through Saturday as we again reach the 80s. That's almost 10 degrees warmer than we were where we normally are for this time of year. Right now, the same pattern dominates our area over the weekend, with highs again in the 80s with a mix of sun and clouds. One thing we're going to see, though, today is an increase in humidity, so it's going to be a little sticky out there when Mexico kicks off around 7 o'clock. So make your outdoor plans for the next few days. The weather will certainly cooperate. That's the forecast. I'm Shannon. Have a great day.
The Buffalo Bills will look like an NFL team when it takes on the Chargers this Sunday for its home opener. Here's Liam with sports.
The Buffalo Bills aren't waiting any longer. Rookie quarterback Josh Allen is the official starter. Bills coach Sean McDermott announced Wednesday that Buffalo will go to the rookie after Nathan Peterman struggled with a 47-3 blowout loss to the Baltimore Ravens in the opener. The Bills are home and will take the Chargers, who will come in after a 10-point loss against the Chiefs last week. Mexico girls soccer got in the win column yesterday with a 2-0 win against Solvay. Grace O'Gorman had both goals, and Brianna Urquhart had 15 saves in recording her first shutout. The boys soccer team notched its 4th win of the young season with a 3-1 win against Phoenix. The team beat the Tigers last week 1-0. Buddy Ruby, Matthew Shaw, and Neil DeLocke had goals for Mexico. Both boys and girls team play Saturday at home, with girls kicking off at 11, with the boys following. Mexico football hosts Oneida tonight. The Tigers are off to an 0-2 start. Oneida comes with its first, winning 2 games. And finally, Syracuse football kicks off at noon tomorrow against ACC rival Florida State. The Orange are off to a 2-0 start against weaker opponents. Florida State is 1-1. The game is on ESPN. That's a quick look at the sports. I'm Liam Kerr, and have a good day.
Attention winter athletes. Physicals will be held on October 9th and October 16th in the nurse's office. Please see the nurse for the required paperwork. Get your Jostens yearbook for the $45 pre-sale price online at jostens.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jolie. Have a great day.